kind of go from here. I still remember when I crashed at your place for WasabiCon and he almost knocked. You're not the only one, dude. You're not the only one. He almost knocked a few people on their ass. He almost knocked a few people on their ass. He was a roughhouser, but he was just a playful dude. Um, all right, so kind of give a little update of what had been happening. For those that didn't know, so a couple weekends ago, I actually had to take him to emergency ER in Gainesville because he was having at that time an anemic spell. Um, I didn't know what it was at the time because I just saw symptoms of him having pale gums and cold paws. So took him to UFER. They ran exams and everything. And what they found in him is he had a bleeding mass that was on his spleen. They were able to control the bleeding at that time. And they were thinking about trying to do just surgery just to remove it. But, however, when they were doing their exams and everything, and their ultrasounds and their x-rays and everything, they had found other cancerous spots on his lungs and his liver. So, it was a deal where even if they did the surgery, there was still a very low chance he was going to be surviving for an extended period of time because of all the other masses they found inside him. So that's, after talking it over with my parents and talking it over with a few of my friends and stuff like that, we decided to not go with that because who knows what would have happened. He goes in surgery, the cancer gets worse of that and everything. It just would have made him it just would have made him a lot more miserable. Oh, thanks, Diver. I appreciate that, dude. So we put him on some medication, and he was recovering. He was getting better. He's getting back to his normal self and everything. There's still spots where he didn't have all of his energy, and there were definitely off days with him during that 2-week span. But he was still, the personality and everything was still there and stuff like that. Then, oh, thanks, Lance. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. If it was just on his spleen and that was it, the surgery, would have been a better choice. But because of the other spots that was found on him, they would have had to do an exploratory surgery, and it just wasn't going to be good. So fast forward to, this past Sunday. Wake up, everything's fine. He's, his normal self. He didn't eat a lot, though, that morning. And I was just kind of like, all right, maybe he's having one of his off days or something like that. But then he had a couple bad accidents and I had to take him back outside. And he was able to walk under his own power. It was ginger, but he was able to walk under his own power. It wasn't, again, nothing that was super alarming at that time or anything, because, he had days like that, and then he would be better. But then a couple hours later, I started noticing the same signs that he was having from the previous anemic attack that he had. And kind of figured that I was going to have to take him back to the emergency vet. And he showed the same symptoms again, had the pale gums, had cold paws and everything. And knew I had to take him back. And luckily, there was an ER hospital that was like 10 minutes away from where I lived. So it wasn't a far drive. It wasn't like when I had to go to Gainesville when I was at my parents' house, watching their dog in Live Oak and having Diesel there with me and everything. It wasn't like I had to drive an hour to UF. I literally was just 10 minutes around the corner. Got him there, and had to use a gurney to get him in because he didn't want to walk. He didn't want to, put any effort in. Like, he tried to walk out the door of the apartment thing, but he just collapsed. And so I had to carry him down the stairs, which an 85-pound boxer that doesn't want to move, that's not a very easy thing to do. We got him there, and they confirmed it was the same thing he had. He had another anemic episode where the mass that was in his spleen just started bleeding again and stuff. But, however, the symptoms and the results were much worse than they were at UF. There was a lot more bleeding. It was a more steady bleed. If they didn't do emergency surgery, again, in the same deal, even if the surgery was done, there was a chance that he wouldn't have been able to live anyway. He was going to go. And that's, that was kind of the ultimate decision or ultimate factor in making that decision, because of the fact that the anemic levels were a lot worse than they were before. They weren't to the point where like an immediate blood transfusion or anything like that was going to be needed, but it was pretty critical. It was pretty low. Try to explore any potential other options, and there just wasn't. It was the second time this was going to happen. We could have tried to maybe stabilize again, but the way the doctor was describing it, even if they tried to stabilize and he did make it out of it, there would have been a chance a week later or even a few days later I would have had to take him back in and get looked at, because it was progressively getting worse and progressively deteriorating on him. So, unfortunately, I had to make the choice, and had to perform the humane euthanasia. Luckily, I got to spend a little bit of time with him before, the procedure was done. And I got to see him, though, the final time before, the procedure was done. He was practically already fading out. He was basically on his way. Most of his body was cold. He couldn't keep his eyes open for a long period of time. It's like he knew that his time had came, which is kind of weird in an animal, and you're looking at him, and especially, boxers, and in this case, my dog, where you just see all the personality in the world in them and stuff like that and everything, and then that personality is, non-existent on that. So, just went ahead and decided to move forward with euthanasia, and luckily it was peaceful. There was no complications or anything. It was a very quick process, so he was able to go peacefully, which was a good thing. He would have been 10 in September, but obviously, again, cancer sucks in more ways than one. And unfortunately, with boxers, and I guess I should be more clear. In my case, my dog was a boxer bulldog mix. His dad was boxer, and the mother was American bulldog. So he was, but he took more of a boxer look as he grew. So, that's the only downfall with boxers is the fact that they are really, really known for having really bad cancer in those years. And their average lifespan is between typically 8 to 10 years old. Some make it to 12. His dad actually is still alive at 12, but he had his share of cancer too and everything, but he was able to pull through and came out fine. But yeah, unfortunately for Diesel, not so much. And also, a few months before this, my parents had his brother named Duke, and he had passed because of a brain tumor in him, and he was having constant seizures and strokes. And my parents had to put down his brother a few months prior. So, just unfortunate. And as hard as it was, like I said, I had at least a couple weeks to prepare myself that this day was going to come. I didn't think it would be this soon. I was hoping it would have stretched out a little bit longer, but after that first episode, I kind of knew that he was on borrowed time. So, again, didn't make it any easier, but it at least, I guess, prepped me about as best as I could with it. Yeah, that's the one thing I would like to think too. The fact that I was in there with him in his final moments, I would like to think that there's a little bit of comfort there. So yeah, I put together a little album on my Facebook page with this goober. And I'll go back a little bit and show off some of the pictures. So, this was when he was first born. And I think it might have been a few days after the fact. And my sister sent me the photo of this. And I think my first question to her was, is his nose going to stay that pink for the rest of his life? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was just sitting there, I'm like, oh man, that is a pink nose that thing's got. Just so. A big cat voice puppy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, baby Diesel was a dingus. He absolutely was. But as he got older, there's another little puppy pic there. He's starting to get the color in his nose there. Had blue eyes at that point too, which is kind of a crazy thing. But he started getting some color back to him, stuff like that. Another little picture of him there. This one was my favorite picture, where he was, as a puppy, sitting there in the grass and everything. It looked like he was posing. Had that little tired look to him, too. Like, all boxer puppies, I think, have that when they're born. And then, I think this is his first trip that he had to the vet before I got him. This is on the vet table. I think he was getting some of his puppy shots or something like that. And that was, that was, I guess, I think, like I said, I think this was before I got him. And my sister at that time actually lived in Texas. She was in the Air Force, and she was stationed over there in Texas. So, and she had 2 dogs at the time too. I can't remember who she was with at that time. I don't remember if it was like her current husband that she's married to now, or I guess that's beside the point. That's another story. Getting a little off topic there. So that was that was before I got him, and then I'll fast forward a little bit here. Scroll down here a little bit, and gosh, this was me almost 10 years ago. This is me with short hair. Like, this was when I first got him, right here. As you can tell, even as a puppy, he was going to be a unit. But yeah, that was when I said when I first got him. Yeah, this is we lad. I don't know if we lad. I would have been what? If this was 10 years ago, at that time I would have been 27. I think I was trying to impersonate Guy Fieri or something like that with the look I had there. Jesus. But yeah, that was when I first got him. The Goober pup himself. Let's see, so we'll look at some other pictures there too. So this was him kind of growing up a little bit. His first toy that I gave him had a ton of arcade sticks. This was like also during the days when I was playing Marvel 3 pretty heavily too. So well, that was his first toy that he had there. One of the first times I was taking him on a walk, and he had that boxer head tilt. Had that little head tilt of his. He already had that on point. He was already going to be breaking hearts. And another little pose there. I think he might have been waiting for a treat or stuff like that. This was one of the funnier moments. I woke up one morning because I heard rattling in the cage and stuff. And he had tore up his bed throughout the night. And he somehow, some way, got a hold of my sock. So that's what he was holding in in his mouth in the cage. He somehow got a hold of a sock. I don't know why. I don't remember if I maybe just left a sock laying there and like he somehow, some way was able to get it in his cage. But yeah, he somehow, some way got a hold of my sock after tearing up his bed. Which was, this is a funny moment to wake up to. He was sitting there looking at me like, yo, what's up? There's an interesting thing about puppies, too. You know, if they tear something up or they destroy something and you catch them, they're, instead of looking at you like, uh-oh, I got busted or anything, they're looking at you like, yo, are you proud of me? You see what I did? Look what I did. Look at my achievement. That's kind of the way he was looking at me with that. One day it was like... This was... I was trying to get him to take a picture, and he just kept looking up away like that. Like, he was just like, nah, you ain't getting my picture. So, like, I called him... That's, like, the superstar pose he was given with that. Another one where he's just looking up, begging. Another one of my pictures. I blinked mid-shot as I was taking a photo there, so it looked like he was, like, trying to look away from things. Another superstar pose. He was a ham. This is like these shots right here. Him growing up as a pup, I was like, yeah, this dog's gonna be a ham. He's gonna be a ham bone. He was. This is how much he grew. That's what the photo of that was, showing how much this dog grew. I think he was 7, 8 months. And he grew that big. The one before the mirror selfie. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That is definitely a good one. But yeah, he was like 7 or 8 months here. And like, it just showed like how big he freaking got in that little bit of time. He's still got puppy in him. Like his ears haven't even like begin getting the black, black color in his ears either. Like they were still fawn at this point. So like he was still very much puppy here, but he was huge. All right, so I gotta explain this one a little bit. I think this was when I was doing some freelance work out in the West Coast. During this time, I was in Vegas, I believe, doing some film work and everything. And my mom, whenever she watches the dogs, she always has a tendency to put clothes on them. She had this Hawaiian shirt laying around. I don't have the other one because she did this with Duke as well, his brother. But she always had a tendency to put clothes on Diesel whenever she was watching him. So that's what that was. That was my mom sending me a photo of Diesel wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Hawaiian shirt Diesel. Yeah, fabulous indeed. Another infamous photo, not as good one. By the way, all these photos that I took of him growing up, and keep in mind this was like 10 years ago, I think literally all these photos were on a damn BlackBerry. I had a BlackBerry phone. Like, what the hell was wrong with me? Y'all remember BlackBerry? Remember how that was going to be the new phone? And it ended up, like, being one of the worst things ever? Yeah. That's what that was. Yep. It's off to Wet Nose. He knows. He knows how bad BlackBerries are. You know what, though? Like, for their time, they were okay, but yeah. Oh, boy. I'm honestly glad, like, that was a thing that didn't stick around. Another infamous photo of Diesel being tired, but he still wanted to play with the ball. There is no ball that Diesel did not want to play with. That was like his favorite toy. Anytime he would have a chance to get a ball, he would play with it, and like, good luck trying to get it from him. He just he would yeah. If it was a ball and he had possession of it, he was holding on to that thing for dear life. Of course, he's playing the tennis ball there. This was his 1-year birthday. This is when he turned 1. And I think I just went to like a pet land or something like that and found like the biggest bone possible to get him. And that's what I got him. This big ass bone for his 1-year birthday. And as you could tell, he was going in. Yeah, he was going in. He was like non-stop, dude. Just like chomping that thing. I think I had to actually take it away from him because he was chewing on the thing so much and chewing on the thing so hard that his gums were starting to bleed. And I think he still had like some puppy teeth there. Even though he was a year old, he still had some puppy teeth. Yeah, so I actually had to take it away from him before, like, he hurt his mouth really bad and stuff, because if I left it lay there, he would have chewed on that damn thing for, like, forever until it was gone. It was, yeah, he enjoyed that. Hey, got us. Thanks for the bits. I appreciate it. By the way, I turned off the notifications for this part because I thought the notifications would be weird during this, but I still see that you threw into bits, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hey, got us, and hope all is well with you. Yeah, he just went to town on that bone. You still see, like, I think it's the same bone, maybe 2 days later, and he already cleared out most of the external, like a lot of the rawhide on it and stuff like that. Another tired moment, but he still wanted to get the bone. Still exhausted. He's got tired, but he's like, I must finish this bone. I must finish this. Another ham moment here. So this is before I had a box spring. Like, I just had a mattress that I was laying on. Yes, it was that type of life for me at the time. But I put his bed right next to mine, and he still wanted to have some part of his body on my mattress. Here he is all on his bed, but he still was trying to find a way to get on my mattress a little bit. This was a funny photo too, because I think I was watching a football game or something like that. And at this time, I was very much in the, sports broadcast career aspect of it, where I was hosting shows and stuff like that and everything. And I think I was watching LSU Alabama. That's probably what I was watching during that time. And it's just like a Diesel actually sat there for like a good 20 minutes watching what was going on the TV. And it was just kind of like a funny shot there. And also see the puppy chow that's still there and everything. But yeah, he's just looking up like, what is going on here? Funny moment here. Woke up with a photo of this, and Diesel just laying on me. Again, short hair Ryan. That was a long time ago. That's how you knew he was meant to be your dog? Yeah, I guess. I don't think this was the same bone. I think this was a different bone. But once again, going at it with the bone. Ear flop. Had a few of those. One of the many times he's laid on his back. Just all sprawled out. No cares in the world. Another ear flop moment. Hamming, cheesing in the kitchen. Always did that. This was a funny one because, of course, boxers have underbites. And usually it would be like either one tooth, one on one side, or the other one on the other side. That would be, sticking out like that and everything. This was the first time he had both sticking out like that. And I'm like, that's too funny. I got to get that. Diesel sporting my Ohio State cap that I had. Your dog had that too? Yeah. I just threw a hat on him, and he was just kind of like looking at me like, really, dude? Really? You wanted to do that? I think he was looking at me because, like, this one, I think I was just being lazy. He was just looking at me like, are you ever going to get up? Really, dude? And, of course, I turned that into the persona effect with his photo there. So, Diesel persona. Laying on the bed, just chilling out, but he's looking at me like, oh, damn, I got busted. So this photo here, this was during Hurricane... Which hurricane was this? It was the one back in 2018, I want to say. But, I lived in an evacuation zone. And it was one of the zones that I needed to evacuate in. I think it might have been Irma. I think it was Irma. The radio station that I worked at, though, is literally a concrete fortress. Like, there is no hurricane that is going to blow this damn thing over. It is literally a big-ass concrete building. And I talked to my boss at the radio station and told him, hey, I live in an evacuation zone. You know, would it be okay if I stayed here at the station? There's water, electric. It was on a backup generator. There were even showers at this station too, because it used to be a big TV station and they had showers, and everything too. And, I asked them if I would be able to, stay at the radio station, bring Diesel with me. And also, while this is going on, in case there's something that happens with the radio station, I could fix it. I could look it over it, stuff like that and everything. And my radio station boss was cool with it. So this was actually, I think we were running the Jags-Texans game during this time too. So I was running the game for Jags-Texans. And we had a couch in there. So I'm running the game. And Diesel's just laying on the couch chilling. So that's why I like that one's kind of funny too. He doesn't have his damn leg up on there or anything, so he's kind of hanging off of it a little bit. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he made the jump or not, but he just kind of just laid there. I think that was his only time he ever laid on a leather couch too. But it was just kind of funny, him laying there just chilling as I'm running an NFL game. I'm crazy with that. This ham and egg moment. This was me taking him to the vet before I was leaving for DreamHack. And that was that photo there. Oh, boy. The Kona shame. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Outsmouth water, thank you. This was after his first surgery, so oh yeah, it was yeah, that photo was definitely a meme too. It was one of the infamous JSB memes. So he had a mass growing on his paw. Not necessarily on his paw, but it was his dew claw. And this was after that surgery. You see the bandage, the ace wrap on his paw and everything. But because we were obviously, you do any surgery on their paw and they got something on their paw, they want to try to bite at it and mess with it and stuff like that. So this was him in the cone of shame. Because, we had to do that. Another one in the cone of shame, but he looks like I think at this point he started figuring out how to use it, and he was being just ornery about it. So, he's just being goofy here. Like I said, I think he started figuring out how to use it. And he's just being silly. This was when it was starting to heal better, but we still needed to keep the wrap on him. Another morning where he's just laying on me like chilling. Goofy dog. Again, Diesel with his ball. Tuckered out, but still wanted to play with his ball. This was, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago I took this photo. This photo I actually used as a break screen whenever I had to take him out for a little bit and stuff like that. But that was him laying there chilling. And then, of course, one shot where he's laying on his back and he's just chilling. Again, infamous moment where my mom was watching him and she found my old Ohio State jacket and decided to throw it on him because why not? He wore the jacket better than I did. I'm kind of jealous about that, but this is him chilling. Okay, so this is another time where he was staying at my parents'. This is Bo that he's trying to play with. Bo is a mini lab. He is a half lab, half basset hound mix. So he's got the head and body of a lab, but the legs of a lab. Very little itty bitty legs. And this was like Diesel's best friend. Whenever he went to go play, whenever I had to drop him off over there. And he got to play. Bo didn't look like he was having much fun there at the time, though, but, had fun there. This was the crew. So, far left was Zeus, who was Diesel's dad. The dog in the middle was Duke, which was his brother. And then Diesel on the right here. And then, of course, Bo hanging out in the back. You see the the little legs, the mini lab legs. With that. But yeah, that was the crew right there. Dad, brother, and then Diesel. And then some funny stories with this too. This is when I went down to South Florida. My sister stays in South Florida. So I went down there to help Tong out with a tournament that was going on there. It was primarily a Smash tournament, but they wanted to do fighting games and stuff like that. And Tong was running the fighting games. I forget what the hell the name of that tournament was. But it was in Port St. Lucie, was where that was. I can't remember the name of it. But my sister allowed me to stay at her place and let me bring Diesel down. And this was just a photo of Diesel stealing Zeus's bed. So Diesel... No, it wasn't baited. It was... I'll try to remember what it was later. But no, baited is... that was a series that was going on in the Panhandle. In Fort Walton Beach. It was those guys. The guys Drew didn't like. Because they tried to run something on the same day as him. Or no, it wasn't that. It was that they banned... when he was playing Dragon Ball, they banned Android 21 day of the tournament, and he was pissed about that. That's what that was. All right, that story. So, yeah, I forget what there was. It's like Smash Conference or something like that. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, Diesel stealing Zeus's bed here. And then another one where he's just chilling and everything. And then, for whatever reason, they also had a Chihuahua. And Diesel decided to plant his ass in the Chihuahua bed as well. And being devious about it. Just chilling in the Chihuahua bed. It would have been a funny photo if he was trying to lay in it, but the fact he was just sitting in that bed was funny, to say the least. So that was it as far as the photos go. There's a couple videos I had here too that I wanted to show. Now these videos were a long time ago. This first video especially that I'm going to show. Turn off the music for a minute too. This is so he's doing his thing, laying on me because that's what he does. He's a goof. He's a goof like that. Yeah, Beardless Ryan as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're gonna see one that was like a long time ago. But here's this one.
There's a Diesel. There's a Diesel. Hi, buddy. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Yeah, he decided to attack me right then and there.
Sit. Sit. Look at that. Look at that handsome boy. Yeah, I know. Diesel. Hey.
Also, my room was a mess. I
Look
think
at
I had
that
just gotten
handsome
back
boy.
from the West Coast. I think I had just gotten back from the West Coast, and like I was just like,
Look at
whatever.
this
My
handsome
room's
boy.
a mess.
He's such a good boy. He is. Oh, okay, all right, hold on. Sit. Sit. No, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Here. Shake. Good boy.
Goofy dog.
Lay down. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's just
There you
plant right
go.
there.
And that's the diesel.
Yeah, that was goofy video number 1. This is another one. I'm trying to remember why I was so damn tired from when I shot this. I don't remember if I worked like a 14-hour day on this for football stuff, or I'm wearing a Saints shirt, so I'm thinking I might have just got back from New Orleans and it was a Monday night game that I went over there to cover. When I live in Pensacola, New Orleans is only a 2.5-hour drive, right? From there. So the station I worked for at the time there, we were a Saints affiliate. So I think, just putting everything together, I think this was coming back. It was also my birthday at this time too. I think I had just gotten back from New Orleans, covering a Saints game. And I was cutting a promo for people to listen to the morning show that I did at that time. And of course, Diesel had to be in the video too. Hey guys, what's up? It's Ryan. And the Diesel, who's looking away. Anyway, I just wanted to tell everyone who sent a birthday wish saying happy birthday, whether it was on Facebook, Twitter, God, I look freaking
text
stoned
message,
or
anything
something
like that. I just want to say they were well appreciated and thank you for saying happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, Caitlin. Appreciate
taking
it.
the time to say it. Pretty cool, pretty awesome. Even from people I haven't talked to in a very long time, saying something. It's appreciated and thank you. So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks again, and keep listening to Good Morning Pensacola with Chad Belante and myself every morning from 7 to 9
Diesel
on
just
1450
vibing.
ESPN 101.1 FM and also on ESPNPensacola.com. As tomorrow we'll have Cole Kubik on, former Auburn offensive lineman, talking about Auburn's big matchup against Texas A&M that's coming up, and we'll be focusing a lot more on the big matchup between two top 5 teams, Clemson and Florida State. Until then,
Again, I was very much into the
tomorrow
sports world because
on
of
1450
my job and
ESPN
everything.
101.1 FM. Say bye, Diesel. Say bye. Say bye. He says bye.
Just a little sneak attack. He decided to get in at the last second there.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Ryan.
He just looked at me like, "You want me to do what? You want me to do what? I got something better." Let's see. Yeah, it was. It definitely was. It's yeah, I mean, growing up, that was like the dream job that I wanted to get into, and I was able to. Not a lot of people are lucky enough to be able to get into the broadcast world, especially with how hard of a job that is to get into and everything. But it was definitely definitely a fun time. Like I don't regret everything like that. I appreciate it, and I still do some things in that world, just not nearly as much. One thing about Diesel, he loved food. He was a foodie. This dog was the definition of a foodie. I would know 100% if something was wrong with him if he was turning away food, because that's just not something he would do. This is the infamous chicken nugget video. Where, yeah, he had been eyeballing these chicken nuggets for like 5 minutes now, I want to say. And when I looked over at him, he just had drool all over him. And I'm like, you're too goofy.
This right here is the chicken nugget.
Yes, this was a good one.
There
Look at the damn drool.
is an 85-pound boxer who acts like he never gets fed. Examining the drool. See the drool?
He just wants the chicken nugget. That's all he wants.
Chicken nugget. The Diesel. You're a mess.
He just looks at me like, is that all? Is that all you're going to give me? You're just going to give me that one nugget? Oh, man. So, yeah. Yes, his time did finally come, indeed. Yeah, good old Diesel, man. I gotta remember this one. What was this one? This was...
Come here. Sit. So today is this guy's 8th birthday.
Oh, that's right. He turned 8 here.
He turned 8 today.
So this was 2 years ago.
And I got him a little birthday present. Little birthday treat.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Patience always pays off. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, this smells good. This smells good for you, buddy.
I think the carbon monoxide detector battery was running low or something.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Diesel.
He's trying to get another one.
Hey, sit. I'll give you one more, okay? These things are pretty rich. I'll give you one
Oh,
more.
yeah. Yeah, he was ready. He would not take his eyes off the treats for a minute.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah. Happy birthday, Diesel.
Yeah, he also always
Happy birthday.
always shaked. That damn face. Oh, man. So yeah, those were the memories. And he would have been turning 10 in September. But unfortunately, the cancer was too much. So, and I know I this is definitely a no. It's just it's sad that I'm not seeing the goofball here anymore. And I know, like, I was contemplating whether I wanted to do this or not, like, this way anyway, as far as, like, just sharing memories and stuff like that and everything. But, you know, just about every stream that I've done, Diesel's always made some type of appearance on my streams. Whether it was let me know he needed to go out, or if he just wanted to be a goofball and just making appearances like that. I felt for the past 2 years I've been doing streaming consistently, he's made an appearance in some shape or form. So that's why I kind of decided, is like, you know what? Yeah, might as well do, you know, just a memorial stream, I guess, for him, because, you know, because he was definitely a part of those two. Even that goofy ass Triple H video I did, he somehow, some way made an appearance in that, and I say that he might have been the star of the video, because his reaction to when I was doing the Triple H stuff, he had no clue what the hell was going on. That was just kind of funny with that. So yeah, I appreciate it, and thank you, Maiden. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just this is tough. This is tough. He really was. He was like, "What are you doing?" It's just so wild how cancer works that way too. Like, I shot that video a day before I had to put him down, and he was fine and he was good. And then just literally the next day, just had another anemic attack. And, you know, with dogs, especially boxers, you know, because of how strong their personalities are and everything, you don't really know if anything's going wrong with them until it's too late. It was just out of nowhere, you know. And like I said, you know, those 2 weeks he was getting better and he was improving. He wasn't 100%, but you know, he was still getting better in that regard. And it's just, you know, it's out of nowhere. It just came and just hit him like that. So, yeah, it is tough. I definitely miss the little guy, that's for sure. And it's going to be weird to do streams and not have a big, huge boxer paw hitting my shoulder and like trying to pull me down and stuff like that and everything, because he's wanting attention and stuff, you know. It's already been weird to, you know, wake up in the morning and be like, hey, I gotta take Diesel out. That's right. I can't do that. Just, yeah. He will be missed. And I know, like, a lot of my friends that have came through and came over, they've all had some type of interaction, you know, with Diesel. I think a lot of my friends considered Diesel as well as being part of the family because of, you know, how goofy he was or anything. Hey, Lee, how you doing, man? Hopefully you're doing well, dude. Hopefully you're feeling better from everything. Yeah, and dude, Diver, I mean, you guys, you guys were there when I had to make the final decision Sunday. And it sucked. But you guys were there to like hear me out while I'm being a damn mess. Because I knew it was time and everything to do what needed to be done, unfortunately. This is yeah. It was just it was tough, but I'm guessing. Well, I mean, I should say I'm guessing because everyone knew that. Trying to think of the best way to word this. I'm kind of scrambling at the moment. I apologize. Diesel and Bogey are number one JSB mascots. This is true, yeah. Yeah, I'm in 10 years, man. 10 years, it's almost a fourth of my life. When you look at it, fourth of my life has had this goober with me, But yeah, everyone that I talked to, and even the vet, when I made the final decision, everyone said that I had made the right one. It wouldn't have been fair to him to try to stabilize him and then have to go back and, if he had another episode, go back and try stabilizing him again. He didn't deserve that. Didn't deserve to be in pain or suffer or anything like that. So that's why I made the decision to do what I did. And like I said, didn't make it any easier. That's for damn sure. But I at least had a little bit of time to kind of like prep for it in a sense, if that makes sense. So kind of surprised I held it together during this. But yeah, that's Diesel. That is the Diesel. That is the good boy. And said would have been 10 in September. Jesus, I got a lot of videos on here. Yeah, Diver, you were saying that this photo here is your favorite one. That one's definitely up there. the superstar. I think this one is obviously one of my favorites. This one's good too because of the fact he's tired, but he still wants to get at the bone. I started everything off with this photo. This photo is also one of my favorites too. Just sitting there with the damn ball in his mouth. He was a ham and egger, but he was a good dog. All right, so I guess that's it. With the memorial for Diesel. I've had a couple people, especially at work, ask me if I was going to be getting another dog. is not the right time right now for that. Probably, I mean, who knows? A few months or maybe a year later down the road, maybe I'll want to get another one. I don't know, but got to let this one kind of ride its course before I get, another dog, Now I get it. There's some people that immediately want to get one, but yeah, I'm not really pressured or anything like that. Yeah, I was contemplating that, Diver. I mean, I'm okay right now. I spent the past couple days, to myself and kind of, doing my own like grieving and healing and things like that. Like I've spent the past couple days doing that, and I've always been a type to kind of like move on to things pretty quickly. I shouldn't say quickly, but it doesn't really take me a lot of time to move on from things. Not saying that I've moved on from Diesel yet, obviously. That's not what I'm saying at all, but I did a lot of my grieving for the past couple days, and I think that's why, like, I didn't want to do anything, like, the day of and everything, and I didn't want to do anything yesterday. So, give myself a couple days and then do some, do what I did tonight. I'm feeling okay. But I do appreciate you guys. I do appreciate you guys coming through and appreciate you guys, watching and, sitting here as I share my memories and stuff like that of them. That does mean a lot. And even though for people that wasn't able to make it through and stuff like that, I know like a lot of them was there throughout the entire thing, knowing, how much Diesel meant and stuff like that and everything. And, I greatly appreciate that. Yes, he will always be a good boy. He will always be a good boy. He had his moments where he wanted to be a little goofball, but for the most part, he was definitely a good boy. There's one funny story. When he was a puppy, he definitely had the puppy brain. I was laying down in my bed, right? And this is the time, like I said, I was living with the mattress on the floor life, basically. And one of his toys was on the opposite side of where he was. So there was him, me in the bed, his toy on the opposite side of the bed. Instead of walking around the mattress to get the toy, this dog thought he can leap a queen-size bed as a 5-month-old puppy to get his toy. So he leaps, obviously falls well short of his destination, but he lands right on my face on his leap, and he tried to double leap, and his back paw, his hind leg paw, scratched the hell out of my neck as he tried to leap again. That was a rude awakening. I'm like, are you serious? That did not feel good. But that was just one of the many goofy things he would do. And like I said, anytime I came to a ball or stuff like that, he would never, ever, ever let go of a ball. You try to play fetch with him, and he would grab the ball after you threw it to him. Then he would come back to you, and you would have to like physically remove the damn ball out of his mouth because he wouldn't let go. He didn't understand the concept of fetch, which might have been my fault. I don't know. But he was goofy with stuff like that. Yes, he was. He really was. It was funny, like whenever I would have people over, he would always try to jump on people and try to tackle people and stuff like that. He actually ex-girlfriend or your girlfriend at the time that I was with, when she came up and visit one time, he actually busted her lip once because he jumped up out of excitement and everything, and the top of his head caught her flush right on the face. And yeah, I was like, that must have hurt. I don't think she liked me when I said that, but yeah, he loved people, man. He could not contain his excitement when it came to people. So much that he would either tackle him to the ground or bust their face. One or two. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I shared that clip. Yesterday, I think, where Villain came over because we were doing some setup, like adjustments on my stream and stuff like that and everything. And yeah, Diesel wanted to play Villain the entire time, and he almost destroyed the entire thing. Oh God, yeah, he did. Oh my goodness. Yeah, back at my parents' place. Yeah, he ran through the door as well for some reason. What was the reason for that? Why did he run through the door? Did he just see something and he just like ran through it? I'm trying to remember the whole story of that. I remember he did run through a door. I don't remember what the reasoning was, but yes, he did run through my parents' door at one point. Yeah, he was a goon. He was such a goon, but he was a lovable goon. Yeah. I don't need doors where I'm going. Yeah, exactly. That was him 100%. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was okay. So he was coming back in from being inside, and yeah, he just ran through the door. He was like, "I need my food and water, and I need it now," and just ran through everything. Jesus, that's funny. Yeah, he was a goof. A lot of good memories. So, I think with that said, I think that's a good spot for me to go ahead and end at least this portion of the stream. But like I said, I appreciate you guys coming through and appreciate you guys sitting here, share stuff and help the healing process in that regard. I will, Maiden. Thank you. I appreciate it. But uh-oh. What are you doing, Shingo? Oh, no. Yeah, exactly. Here comes Shingo. He's telling me to wait. Hopefully you're doing well, Shingo, man. Thanks for coming through for a little bit. Should I... I wonder if I should turn my alerts on. Nah, I'm going to leave off. Hold on, I'm working on it. Oh, no. Oh, boy. What is my guy doing here? Yeah, he always does this. But I'm appreciative of it nonetheless, though. See, the 100 messages with this. Shingo always be scheming. You guys know whenever Shingo comes in the streams and stuff like that, he's always scheming something. He said nothing. Oh yeah, I did. By the way, I did finally change my sub alerts. So next time I get a sub, and Diver, I think you'll appreciate it. Nothing big anyway. Oh boy. Isn't that the MO though? Like, isn't that what people say? You know, kill people with kindness. Not saying that's what Shingo would do, but you know, y'all get what I mean. I'm gonna stop. Oh man. But I'll be it's kind of a weird week this week for me as far as streams go. I'll go ahead and end the memorial part here, but I do, like I said, I do appreciate you guys coming through and sharing the memorial aspect with Diesel and everything. It means a lot, especially, like I said, with it being such a tough time and stuff. So appreciate it very much.